Okay, this is our 5 kilowatt dummy load, saltwater dummy load. I suppose it'll hold about 3 liters of salt water, just a little bit of salt added to get to 50 ohms. I'm using a flat copper conductor on the one side and an ordinary 2.5mm copper wire in the center, and it's running to the bottom of the container, not touching each other, and it's 4 centimeters apart roughly, maybe 5 centimeters, but close to that. And we're going to see if it can handle, well, I know it'll handle it. I've tested it, but I haven't tested it on camera. Okay, so this wire goes to the output, and that's going to be our drive, the input and the antenna, which leads to the watt meter. I'm going to go overboard. I'm going to drive it with about 400 watts, but we'll ease it out. Doesn't need all that drive. But to stress the dummy load, we'll test it at about, well, close to 7 kilowatts from this old kerchunker here. So let's get this amplifier running. The fan is starting up. Got some filament voltage. I did preheat the tube so they're not absolutely cold. It's a hot day here in South Africa anyway, so not that that's ever going to be a problem. This watt meter is half scale, so 2 kilowatt. It's actually 4 kilowatts. And I just doubled up on the diodes, and I replaced the internal variable resistor with a fixed value. Now this has been done quite some time ago. I can't remember what that value was, but I had to experiment with it. To give you an idea, we'll run this ICOM. We'll run this. See if we get anything here. Alright. And this has been modified a bit. And I'm actually driving with that. So that's what a kilowatt looks like. Okay. So now if you do this, be careful of PL259s. They won't last. This is the 4th test I'm doing, and I'm hoping I can succeed this time. Okay, so I'm burning one after the others of these, and they tend to sort of last up to about 3.5-4 kilowatt, and then all you see is stuff go wrong. Now hopefully this time around it'll last. I did change out the PL259 for a nylon type, a PTFE type fitting, and hoping it'll work, because they're just not lasting. I can't complete the test. Before I complete the test, I burn the PL259s, and I mean, this is only 6-7 kilowatt. The other transmitters are way bigger than this. This is a toy. But it's really to experiment with the saltwater dummy load that I've seen. I think it's a Ukrainian friend of mine that does it. Pardon the cough, yeah, you got a cold, but it happens in South Africa this time of the year. He's done a smaller version than that in a little glass bottle, and he's running a KW, and the guys were complaining about it. It's unsafe, etc., etc. Now, stuff is only unsafe like when you're driving a car and you don't know how to use it, then it's unsafe. Working with 8,000 volts is unsafe. When you got a screen power supply, it's not unsafe. When you got the proper fusing, all of the right measures in place, it's not unsafe. The only thing unsafe is you. You're the fool and you don't know what you're doing. And I might just be that fool. You can comment whatever you like, I don't really care. Alright, so we're going to be driving it with that. Yeah, we can run it at high power and see what happens. Firstly, to convince you that let's get this thing in transmit mode. We will flatten this watt meter out very easily with this amount of drive power. And there we got 8,000 volts. We're overdriving, remember, overdriving. Alright, testing 1 1 2 1 2 1 2. That's with a very casual voice, and other 1 1 2 1 1 2 1 1 2, and the microphone setting at low, so you have to whistle to really get it up. But I'm overdriving. You can clearly see the HT voltage dropping way down. Alright, but it's 2 amps at 6,200 volts, maybe a little bit more volts, but I'm bargaining on 6,200 at 2 amperes. And I wonder if I can get this rig. Let's go to, let's burn some fittings. See if we can burn some fittings. I don't really want to burn some fittings, but I hate burning the fittings. I haven't got a lot left. So after burning all those fittings, I don't want to do it again. But on the ammeter, hey, that voltage even comes down to 5,000 volt on certain peaks, and then the amperage goes over the 2 amp. But now this cell phone is, I don't know how many frames per second it is, so you're not seeing what I'm seeing, but at least it gives you an idea. But for a quick test on that dummy load down there, far away from me, I don't like salt water in my face, that'll do. That's on 40 meter band, and it's running in the dummy load, and we're most probably running 5 to 6 kW on that short test. I don't want to do it longer, as I did show you these things, and I've been there and I've done that. Now I don't want to do it again. Well, they just won't focus, please. It just won't last. I can't get this thing to, well, there you'll see. That's short circuit, 16 ohm. Nothing is coax, but 16 ohm is burned to pieces. Doesn't like the amount of RF that we are playing with. So that's a test, boys. Dummy load is working. Setup is working. This thing's transformer is way too light. I need something better than a 3 amp job at 8,000 volts, which I don't have. So this will have to suffice for a small amplifier at what it is. That's it. Saltwater dummy load, 5 kW, at least 5k, maybe a bit more, but it worked. The dummy load, I'll upload a short video of that as well, so just follow the link. I'll try and put a link in there for that. Thank you guys, cheers.